3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Thank you for spending time with me. I'm very excited. I am very excited because I'm very sad. So I preach all this, no God, no, if anybody comes at me, I noticed that I said, if anybody comes at me, I got the Bible, blah, blah, blah. And then somebody came at me and I've been like depressed for like 4 days. I don't know, since Thursday. Like I told you guys, my mother-in-law and my stepson were coming, and that it wasn't going to be a good thing, because it just wasn't. But I could not have predicted that it would have went the way that it is going. I couldn't have predicted it, and like I said, it's the whole spiritual warfare we're fighting, and it boils down that she's mad that my husband loved me, and left me with stuff, took care of me even after he passed, and she doesn't like it. You got left with the house, the car, blah, blah, blah. But like, first of all, it wasn't free. Second of all, we had the house long before he even had the job. I don't want to get into the whole everything, and like I said, I've just been dwelling on it. His son felt 10 feet tall, apparently, with his grandmother there, but they both got, yeah. So, I just prayed and thank you, God, for being with me for that day and every day after. And even though I'm hurt, because, people hurt people, and it's really, really sad. Like, my counselor said, take it as a compliment. And in a way, I'm trying to. I am really trying to, but like I said, my baby just wanted his mom, and clearly she's feeling guilty because she's mad that he loved me. Like, I don't understand. And I can't be mad at her because that is her son, and I can't be mad at his son because that is his dad, and we technically were not married, so she doesn't want to be called my mother-in-law. But like I said, my husband, he liked it when I called him my husband. He said I felt he heard the pride in my voice, and he will forever and always be my husband, for the life that we had together and the life that we have. And yes, I get the house, but I have to build it by myself, Thank you, God, for like bringing people in, because Wednesday was an amazing day. That was the first time that I was excited in a very, very long time about my house. As you see, it's not put together. It's not, it's livable, but it's not, a house that somebody would expect for it to be a house. And I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where this is going to lead. I don't know anything. I know that I'm hurting, and they're hurting, and they're mad at me for whatever reason, and there's nothing that I can do about it, other than seek God, pray, be on my knees, and do what I do, and just, like I said, all I can do is show my experience and who I am. And even though it hurts, and I feel very alone, the whole reason I'm here in Jamestown is because of my husband. So everybody's like, oh, what do you come here for? Do you have family? The family I had is no longer here. So life is hard enough, without adding to it. That's why I think I have, a thing with people. Is like, I love people. But at the same time, people like that take their hurt and their pain, the hurt people. I don't like that, because I'm a hurt person, and I'm broken. I am broken. My heart, and I don't want to break nobody. I want, the whole China, the glass breaks and they put gold to make it together. I want to be that gold for people. I want you to know from my experience that being human is very painful, and people are mean. And again, it's not of the spiritual, I mean, not of the world that we're battling, but the spiritual world that, you know, we learned in the devotional. I had to like recap that, and thank you. Like, figured out how to do our Spotify people and add you guys. I'm very, very, very excited about that. We're getting our Spotify added up, and maybe that's the way God wanted it, was so I can listen to the devotionals and listen to me lift myself up. Like I just told my sister, and it's very, you know, big for me. It's huge, and she understood because I feel beautiful. Even when I'm, you know, scrubbed out, I got my Made New t-shirt from my baptism, and sweatpants, and I do Mary Kay, but I'm not beautiful every day, but I am a beautiful soul, and you are too. And that's why I do this, is, you know, to live like Jesus. And I wasn't living like Jesus Thursday, Friday, even Saturday. I went into my prayer lady group, and I don't understand. I don't understand. So I, you know, been recording, and it took a couple days, and I, you know, like I said, I preached a lot about being happy and excited, and that's the thing. Like, I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack because I am. Like, I'm very happy and excited and blessed, man. OMG, the blessings. Like, it's not even about the house, the money, the things. It's like who he's putting in my life, how he spoke to me through a simple word or music, such as Bob Marley through Britta. You know, I keep like saying, and I feel like I'm aggravating people, but at the same time, like, that is mind blowing, to know that he loves us that much, that God is love and connects us. And no, I know that there is eternity, you know, there's life after eternity. And even though we're hurting like a lot, because I miss him. When you lose a loved one, it's hard, especially when you had a routine, you had a life, you had everything, and then it all changed. But I was on the prayer call the other day, and the lady said the same thing. She lost her husband, and the whole world changed. She had little ones, you know, like little, under the age of 5 little ones. So now she had to raise her little ones all by themselves, you know, and her whole life changed, and my whole life has changed for some things, you know. But in the end, nothing has changed. She said that God told her nothing has changed because we're still loved by him. He still has us. And even though our husbands are with him, they're all with us. So that excites me. It hurts that, you know, people are supposed to love the fact that he loved me, especially his mom and his child, you know, living with us for almost 3 years. His son, you know, and I don't want to dwell on it. I want to love on Jesus, because it's, you know, like I said, these devotionals, man, an intimate relationship with God, knowing who God is, knowing that he talks through different channels, you know, through Britta, through the prayer, through wings in the sky. I have pictures on my Facebook. Like the other day, me and my brother walked out of the grocery store, and there was wings in the clouds, like, and feathers in the clouds. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. God always says to look up, and that's what I try to do, is look up and remember whose I am with him, you know, whose I am, who I am, who you are in God. That's what we learned, right? To know who you are, so when things like this happen, you know, I thank God that I'm not who I used to be, and I am who I am today, and I know him. So it ended well, but it still hurts, like, a lot. I literally felt like they beat me up, like, the mental toll of what people say, that whole thing about the tongue being powerful and watch what you say, it is legit true, because I just felt like they literally beat me up. I'd been, like I said, I just was tired, and God brought me to the prayer call and my prayer ladies, and to myself, to my show, to bringing, you know, what I have said previous about knowing who I am wholeheartedly. And when people come at me, I'm gonna know the Bible. But then when people came at me, I, like, you know, it wasn't what I had thought. I did tell you guys, like I said, it was gonna be bad, but again, I did not think it was gonna be that bad, and it just hurts, you know. And I want to know the Bible. I want to know who I am with God, and know, you know, life is real. People will forever hurt you. I told you about the church. Her church didn't hurt me as bad as my mother-in-law did, but, you know, hurt people, and there's no excuse or explanation or, you know, anything for it. It is what it is, and that's what you know, I need to write it somewhere. It is what it is. You have to have that mindset. God grant me the serenity to know the difference, you know, between something I can change and something that I can't. I can't change that they're mad at me because my husband loved me. I can't change that they're hurting and just want to hurt me because I'm not part of their blood family. I didn't birth any of his children. We technically didn't get married. We only lived together for 6 years. I uprooted my whole family and moved to a place where I know nobody, because this is where his family lived. He had a brother, and you know, the past 6 years he's made friends and family all over, and I am me. But again, God gave me Mary Kay, and I just signed my sister on, and I signed my brother on, and, you know, it's becoming a family thing. And again, that's how I came up with what's the word, was being happy and sad at the same time. I was the happiest that I've ever been. I had a job. I was in the most beautiful place I've ever seen. Me and my husband were doing very good. We had an apartment really quick, like within days of coming here. We went to Niagara Falls, and it was just, we had an amazing life. And now that it's over, we got to start a new chapter, you know. That chapter's over, and I didn't want it to end the way that it did, and I didn't want it to end as soon as it did, but God gives us free will. There's that word, free will. He gives us the free will to choose him or not. And, you know, it's one of those things that my husband said, good intentions, bad outcome. He wanted to numb the pain, and the pain numbed him. I don't know what else, you know, how else to put it. I don't know, but I promise you, the only thing that will numb pain is reading the Bible and speaking with God and praying. And yeah, it hurts, and tears will happen, and pain, you know, that whole thing. I like that God said to eat something and take a nap, and life will be good again, you know. That's what I'm trying. It's very hard to eat and sleep when you're suffering. But suffering is a part of life, and suffering brings us closer to God and seeing him and knowing who he is. So I'm sorry that it's a really sad one. I've kind of been dwelling to do this because, you know, the whole experience with them, and I just can't believe that they're mad at me because he loved me. Like, they're mad at me because he loved me. There's no other explanation for it because I never did anything to them. I kept him clean for 6 years. At least 4 of the 6 years, you know, I tried. His dad was actually very reassuring and you know, was like, I know what you guys have went through, and I'm sorry that you went through that with her. You know, but like I said before, and I told her, she had no understanding, and it just goes to prove, you know, the way she treated me that day, like, people only see things from their perspective. Remember that. You can't explain things to people that don't want to see your point of view or your understanding. That's why I like it doing this, because you have the choice. You want to listen to me, you get to listen. If not, move on to the next YouTube channel, next video. Do what you do. And I realized too about the devotionals, why God doesn't want me to review them, is because I feel like he wants the devotionals to be a you and him time, a me and him time, because that's what it is to me, is listening to the devotionals and then speaking on my understanding of what, you know, the Bible is, not the understanding of these devotionals, because the devotionals, I believe, is supposed to be the time that we spend alone with God, and then we come together after we've read the chapters. Too much coffee. After we've read the chapters, and today's a really short chapter, so I'm excited to get this off my chest and you know, just share my life with you, because I'm human, and I did speak and preach about being excited and getting into the Bible the last time. I couldn't leave it because it was just, it's so exciting. Like, Jacob wrestles with God. I still don't understand that. Where did this guy come from? And how did Jacob know it was God? And God came to him and like, in a human form again. Like, where did this guy come from? Where did he go when he left Jacob? And why didn't he give Jacob his name? Why did he ask Jacob, why do you want to know my name? Like, there's just, it's mind blowing. And this is why the devil is bad guy, the spirits, whatever you want to call it, has been trying to keep me away from the Bible. So I don't have my peace, you know, and I want my peace. I want to not dwell on the pain that people cause, because, again, people hurt people, and there's nothing that we can do about it. All you can do is how you react to it. My Mary Kay lady, just yesterday in our Monday night meetings, we have Monday night, like an encouragement thing every week, and she was talking about how she got a red jacket and how she signed on 3 people within her first month, but then they, you know, didn't continue with their business. So she slowly didn't continue with her business, but then one day just decided to pick it up and go, and now she's a national. And like, that's my goal. I want to be a national, and I'm gold right now, and that makes me excited. Like I said, I have 4 people, only 1 active right now. We're going to work on getting my sister active, Mary and Alora as well. We're trying to get everybody active. So, you know, if you want to sign up with us and join the party, especially with the recession and prices of everything right now, I love the fact that I get to work from home, and I love that how it says it just fits. You know, almost everybody in our Mary Kay group homeschools their children. They get to be home with their families. The nationals, the big guys, get to travel the world. My director, who lives in Florida, is coming this weekend to New Jersey with my other lady who's here with me in Jamestown, and we're hopefully going to meet Sunday and Monday. Sunday, she said she wanted to get, you know, maybe a lunch or something together. And Monday, we have a party. I believe it's my first, my first party. I haven't done parties. I just talk about Mary Kay and do videos and, you know, love it so much. But I've not done a party with everything that is going on. party by myself right now. So I'm actually very excited to meet her because I've never met her in person. So I'm very excited about that. And, you know, like I said, I just have to keep counting my blessings. And so do you, even if I got to write them on my wall or chalkboard or wherever. I have to remember whose I am, who I am, where I am, and know who God is for me and what he has brought me through so far, and how he showed me about my love. Like, I knew about him when I was 8, you know, and when we first got together, God told me about the house being, when I was 35, I would buy a house. And at the time I lived in Wareham. Houses in Wareham are over $200,000, and I never saw myself owning a house. And now I have, you know, people from my new church coming, and they're like, oh my God, this is so exciting. And I got really, really excited, you know, and the spirits are trying to take that from me. God, you know, is trying to keep showing me, showing up and showing me who he is, who I am. And he's trying to love on me, and I want him to love on me, because that, you know, even in the midst of sadness, you could still have joy, because God is amazing. He's amazing. And there's, you know, that's why I have to learn the Bible. You have to learn the words and know that, you know, when there was the one footprints in the sand, that's when I carried you. In most of my life, there was one footprint in the sand, and I have been carried. And like I said, that Bob Marley thing, I felt both my husband and God holding on to me, saying that he loves me. And I didn't even get to share that with her, or the fact that our brothers have the same birthday. She came March 14th and ruined that day for me. But me and Danny were very, very excited. Not excited, not very, very excited, but when I told him about my brother's birthday, and he's like, oh, that's my brother's birthday too. Like, we were like, oh, you know, the things that you have in common with your loved one is like, I don't know, it's little things like that. Our brothers have the same birthday. And it's his younger brother, my older brother. I'm the baby of the family. So, you know, we thought it was cute. And I didn't even get to share that with her. She doesn't even know about that, and nor does she care. And it just makes me sad. Like I said, we have to be there for our children. And it's hard for me to say that because, you know, I got 6 kids, and I, due to circumstances, have not been able to be there for them. My oldest had her baby. My youngest, I found out through TikTok, is having her first baby. And, you know, I don't know where my Kayla is. She's my second child. Kayla Lowell, born in 2004. I don't know where she is. Last I seen her, she was 9, and she just turned 20. March, April, May. Oh, she's gonna be 21 this year. Oh my God. So yeah, there's that. Life is poopy and crappy, and people can be nasty and poopy and crappy too, but we gotta know who God is. And unfortunately, that's the downfall of being human, is to have the emotions, to have the feelings. I said bipolar, but my counselor's like, no, it's not really, but it's not really bipolar. It's grief and everything. Life, you know, our emotions fluctuate based off thoughts and feelings, and that's why I love that stinking thinking. That was so funny, and it's awesome because, you know, that's what my little one tells me now. Mommy, stop the stinking thinking. Mommy, stop the stinking thinking. And I'm trying. Like I said, you could see that I was excited and thrilled. And I did tell you, you know, that it was going to be bad. But I pray to God, pray with me, that I don't like to say it or want to say it, but that I never have to deal with them or the situation again. And that they know that I loved Danny, and that Danny loved me. Love, not loved with a D, E-D, L-O-V-E, love. I love him, and he loves me, you know. So, there's that. That's I just wanted to catch you guys up with the situation. And I'm very excited. I got my Spotify friends back, and very, very excited. I figured out how to get it all done. I did find the tablet does not work, and I don't know why it took me so long to figure it out the way that I have. So I'm sorry if my Spotify friends do have a little bit more background noise than my YouTube. But yeah, no, like I said, it's a learning process. It's a spending time with God. It's just reading the Bible through and through, and not just reading it, but spending time with each other, spending time with God. And like I said, the devotionals, I really, really, really absolutely love them. And just take those couple minutes to pray your heart to God before you come join me. Because that's what I like to do. That's what I would like you to do. Just learn the devotionals, because they are, whoa, you know, they're what gets us through is inspiration and stories of others. This is why, again, we have to read the Bible, because these are just stories and it's hard to know the context behind it. But you know, that's why we supposed to complement each other. So this is a really short chapter of Jacob and Esau make peace, which is really, really good, because you know, they've been fighting pretty much their whole life. Even in the womb they were fighting, right? Even in the womb they were fighting. And now let's see what happens. So Jacob looked up and saw Esau coming with his 400 men. So he divided the children among Leah, Rachel, and his two servants, and his two servant wives. Why do you think they call them that, though? Like, servant wives? Because technically they're Leah and Rachel's servants. So now it's servant wives, because the wives gave him to sleep with. So he had 4 wives, 2 servant wives, and 2 wives, right? Why is that? So his 2 servant wives. He put the servant wives and their children in the front. Again, what is the significance? And I always say that was another thing that I was understood while I was listening to myself talk, is there's a lot of significance, and I use that word a lot, but I mean, what other word is there? If anybody knows a synonym for that, like what, you know, significance, what it is that it is, you know, I want to know. So he put the servant wives in the front with their children, and then Leah and Rachel, who he loved the most, he put her in the back, Rachel and Joseph last. Then Jacob went on ahead. As he approached his brother, he bowed to the ground 7 times before him, right? 7 times before him. He bowed to the ground. Why do you think that may be? Then Esau ran to meet him and embraced him, threw his arms around his neck and kissed him, and they both wept. So Esau was like, when my dad dies, I'm gonna kill you. You stole my this, that, you know, and now he's giving him hugs. Oh, I missed you, you know, right? Then Esau looked at the women and children and asked, who are these people with you? Who are these people? It was just one, right? He didn't even have a wife at the time. He had to go to the uncle's house to find his first wife, and then he ended up with 2 wives, and then he ended up with 4 wives, right? And now he's got a whole slew of people in family. How long do you think the time between their Jacob stealing Esau's blessing to this, how many years do you think, right? And how, right? Because that's crazy. And who are all these people, right? These are the children God has graciously given to me, your servant. Right? If Jacob was given Esau's blessing, so wouldn't Esau be the servant? So why do you think Jacob's greeting him like this, right? Then the servant wives came forward with their children and bowed before him. Next came Leah with her children. They bowed before him, and finally Joseph and Rachel came forward and bowed before him. And what were all the flocks and herds I met as I came? Esau asked, right? Because he gave him all them gifts, right? That's crazy. Jacob replied, they are a gift, my lord, to ensure your friendship. I'm sorry, I took all your stuff. Here's my stuff so you can have a blessing on me. And he called them my lord. Again, what is that? Why is he the servant? Why is Esau the lord? Says, my brother, I have plenty, Esau answered. Keep what you have for yourself. But Jacob insisted, no. If I have found favor with you, please accept these gifts from me. And what a relief to see your friendly smile. It's like seeing the face of God when he had just wrestled with God. And now he's telling his brother, I'm so happy that you're happy to see me, because it's like seeing God. Isn't that crazy? I don't know, man. There's that word is something more, right? So please take this gift I have brought you, for God has been very gracious to me. I have more than enough. That's what I love. Like, God, fill my pockets so I can fill their pockets, right? And because Jacob insisted, Esau finally accepted the gift. Well, Esau said, let's be going. I will lead the way. But Jacob replied, you can see, my lord, that some of the children are very young, and the flocks and herd have their young too. If they are driven too hard, even for one day, all the animals could die. Please, my lord. Why does he keep calling him my lord instead of brother? Especially since he was the one, right? Esau was supposed to serve Jacob, but Jacob's calling Esau lord. Go ahead of your servant. We will follow slowly at a pace that is comfortable for the livestock and the children. So not just the animals, but the children and the animals. I will meet you at Seir. All right, Esau said, but at least let me assign some of my men to guide and protect you. He's already walked, I don't know how far without, the protection. So Jacob responded, that's not necessary. It's enough that you received me warmly, my lord. It's enough that you loved me to receive me back, instead of wanting to kill me. So Esau turned around and started back to Seir that same day. Jacob, on the other hand, traveled on to Succoth. Then he built himself a house and made shelters for his livestock. This is why the place was named Succoth, which means shelters. Makes sense, right? Later, having traveled all the way from Padan Aram, Jacob arrived safely at the town of Shechem in the land of Canaan. There he set up camp outside the town, and Jacob bought the plot of land where he camped for the family of Hamor, the father of Shechem, for 100 pieces of silver. Hebrew 100 Kistan. The value or weight of a Kistan is no longer known. And he built an altar and named it Elohi Israel. And it means God, the God of Israel. And isn't Israel God with us? I thought that's what that meant, right? So God, the God of Israel is what that is. So we have revenge against Shechem, and that's kind of a little bit long. Chapter 34 is a little bit long, and then Shechem, footnote, and rape. So I was thinking about that when we read our footnote with rape. Dinah's not the only one that got raped. Didn't the father get raped by his daughters? And what did I forgot about that too. What do you think he thought when he found out his daughters were pregnant and there were no other men? Remember, they came in and slept with him without him even knowing. They came and went, and he didn't even know what was going on. I forgot about that too, right? What does that mean? Like, what do you think the father thought, or how that even like played out? He's the father of both of his daughter's children. And where'd those children go? Right? Where'd they go? Well, I love you bunch. Thank you for spending time with me. Sorry that it was, a little lengthy on the situation. But again, we're human. I can preach and speak, but all I can do is share my experience with you. And And it was a sad one. It's very sad and hurtful, and all you have to do for me is just step away and learning boundaries. I didn't know that that was what it was until you know what it is, and that's just process of learning and being with God and learning words and how to use these words, and you know, and how to be with God. What is the word? And I love that too, because my girls always say that. What's my word for the day? What's my word for the week? What's this? And maybe that's why God gave me what's the word, because I've been hearing it. Like, I've been asking God, what's my word? What's my word? You know, for the new year even. What's my word for the year? What's my word, you know? God is the word, man. God is the word, and the word was God. And I'm very blessed, and can't forget all the blessings and everything that he has provided for me, through other people, for me. And in Jesus' name, I just love it, and I love him. And I was crying this morning because I'm not worthy. I am not worthy. And the fact that he says I am, it's amazing. And I want you to feel it too. I want you to love the skin you're in, sweatpants, and you know, whether you dress down or dress up, whether you're feeling up or feeling down. God says eat and sleep and everything will be all right. So make a sandwich and have a nap, and joy will come in the morning. So I love you guys very much, and thank you for spending time with me. Mary Kay me. Thank you for my family signing on. My brother, my sister, my friend Mary, and my friend Alora. And now we're all family. So who wants to join our family? Just message me and let me know. I love you bunches, and I'll see you back here soon for more spending time with God. Mwah. I love you bunches, and I'll see you back here soon.